Yeah, all good. All good. Just going for a nice, peaceful walk this arvo, and I was reflecting on a convo I was having last week with a colleague of mine who works at a professional football club, and I was in a convo about footballers who get released from professional academies, among other things, and I was thinking, yeah, many players, talented players who get released from pro clubs do end up having a successful career in non-league football. Some, I don't know what percentage, probably a small percentage, do end up going back into the professional game. But all things said and done, I think that one point of consideration is the barriers, if you want to call them those, for players getting released going into non-league. I think, at least in my own experience, anecdotally, having worked in the non-league and professional game, I think sometimes they can underestimate the non-league level, in the sense that it is a lot higher than I suppose some might anticipate. But equally, there's many things, many barriers, I suppose. In brevity, cutting a long story short, the environment, I suppose. Yeah, a lot of non-league clubs do the best they can, the resources they have, but obviously they don't have the state-of-the-art facilities that professional clubs have, at least the professional clubs at the high end of the spectrum. I suppose the identity, the perception of maybe not fulfilling their career goal, and that identity gets stripped away, and coping with that sort of identity. And non-league, I suppose the challenge is that, as a general rule, you're not training full-time. I mean, some players do train full-time, and exceptions to the rule. But as a general rule, players will have a job or go to uni, and the scheduling of training, I suppose you could argue the scheduling of training, for all the will in the world, is not going to be like a professional club. So there is all that to contend with as well. They've got like a physical job that they're working in, worked all day, training in the evening type thing, and playing on the weekend. And even if they haven't got a physical job, it requires like physical labour, mentally as well. Too, there is a sort of, mentally kind of adjusting, and obviously sometimes training can be cancelled, one reason or the other, and the training itself. So there is all that to contend with mentally as well. Preparing yourself mentally is, you could make a case in point, is different. The demands are different. The physicality is a big one. When I say physicality, I don't mean the fitness levels in general. If you did like fitness tests, you could make a case in point that the players that have been released because they've been training full-time are going to, on the fitness test, have good results, at least par, if not higher, like the physical test results as a general rule. I mean, obviously that's sort of multifactorial around that, but as a general, if you're training full-time, you're doing testing, you're going to go into a non-league club, and that side of things, you're going to be at least on the par, if not higher. But when I say physicality, the style of football as well, and there are many good players in non-league, and not only good players in non-league, but players who have had the chance to adapt to it. So, it does require support for the player. I know in the UK there's the PFA. I'm not affiliated, I don't know what support they offer, but I do know through conversations with different people in the game that some players do go on and get help and support through them, which helps. But I think support is the big thing to make that transition. The support the player has. I've talked about a few things here, they're not exhaustive. There are many other things to sort of no doubt take in consideration. Some of these things that I've talked about might apply to some players, some might not. So it's just one of them really, but it is obviously it can be a challenging transition to make. But I think with the right support and the right attitude, and if you look around, that certainly a lot of players do end up becoming successful in the non-league and do well.